The M134 Minigun, an American 6-barreled rotary machine gun that fires up to an amazing 6,000 rounds per minute of 7.62 by 51mm ammunition. The M134 has been a successful design since 1963, being used in Vietnam and every American conflict since, mounted on aircraft, boats, and ground vehicles.
Oh my goodness, the presidential limo has just burst onto the South Lawn.
So sorry.
The minigun's multi-barrel design continues to remain one of the best configurations for an extreme high rate of fire today. The design helps prevent overheating and also serves other functions. Multiple barrels allows for a greater capacity for a high firing rate, since the serial process of firing, extraction, and loading is taking place in all barrels simultaneously. But can, and most importantly should, the minigun be used as a handheld weapon? It certainly is common in the movies for some very epic and memorable scenes, used by a variety of superstars.
It's Lee Majors!
However, despite their popularity in Hollywood, the M134 minigun and other rotating multi-barrel weapons won't be mounted on a man, animal, or dinosaur outside the realm of science fiction without some radical advancements in powered armor, as the standard weight for the weapon is 85 pounds, or 39 kilograms, with a lightweight version weighing 41 pounds or 19 kilograms, and that's without factoring in the massive volume of ammunition and sizable power supply requiring supernatural strength to carry. The M134 is an electrically driven rotary machine gun. The electric drive rotates the weapon within its housing, with a rotating firing pin assembly and rotary chamber. Often on film, the M134 is powered via a cable, hidden creatively along the ground or even underwater. Many actors using this weapon wear backpacks for the ammunition, and technically a power supply could also be worn here, but you'd need at least one large car battery's worth of power to run the gun. This would make for an extremely heavy load, for what would be only a few seconds of firepower, something rightly highlighted in the Expendables 3 movie.
The hell is that?
This bitch will solve all your problems.
Yeah, maybe for 10 seconds. Before it blows his wad.
So now you got that problem too?
Having a limited ammunition supply for the minigun presents another challenge for being used handheld. The M134 does not have sights, so aiming is typically done by firing the gun and adjusting fire based on tracer rounds and visually observing impact. Quick targeting is something door and minigunners train for. Aiming has to be done quickly, before ammunition is depleted. Remember, the maximum rate of fire is 6,000 rounds per minute, which translates to 100 rounds per second. For financially minded people, think of it as firing $3,000 worth of ammunition every 60 seconds. The idea of a handheld minigun was first made popular in the movie Predator, held by Navy veteran Jesse Ventura. This minigun was modified specially for the film by Ventura and the set armorer. One of the many interesting mods is an M60 handguard installed backwards beneath the barrel. The rate of fire for the Predator minigun and subsequent movie miniguns was reduced to 1,250 rounds per minute, which would allow for the spinning of the barrels to be seen on camera. The reduced rate of fire also allowed the weapon to be held, as it reduced the powerful recoil. The first prop gun they made for filming ejected casings so hard it posed a safety risk to cast and crew, and had to be further modified. One typical safety feature for Hollywood miniguns is a dummy trigger. These weapons are typically fired remotely by trained crew off camera, though the fact they gave actors like Jesse Ventura at least a dummy trigger is nice, compared to films such as Terminator 3 and Furious 7, which show the use of a once drone-mounted minigun fired with no trigger whatsoever. For Terminator 2, the same slow-firing minigun from Predator was used, but the foregrip assembly was removed and replaced with a more comfortable chainsaw-style grip, which has become the standard Hollywood configuration. Producers didn't just give this weapon to bodybuilders to make them look extra mean. That strength was needed to lift this real gun, with genuine recoil, even when firing blanks.
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
Yeah, strap this on your sore-ass plane.
Several movies such as Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Resident Evil Apocalypse offer modified and scaled-down versions of the M134. But even with reduced size or recoil, by using smaller rounds or lighter components, several other issues remain in the way to make this a practical handheld weapons system. Most squad-level machine guns don't fire over 1,000 rounds per minute, because it's generally a waste of ammunition, and your squad mates don't want to carry around thousands of extra rounds for a minigun. Infantry weapons need to be mobile, comfortably fired from a prone position, and accurately fired. Clearing a stoppage is not something quickly or easily done on a complicated minigun, with a delinker and electrical cables. The minigun's high rate of fire has always been most effective from fast-moving vehicles and aircraft. This is because a fast-moving platform has a limited window of engagement, and often very limited time to get rounds on a target. A high rate of fire means maximizing hits during flybys that might only last seconds. Despite practicality concerns, it's no surprise there's still an interest in making a handheld minigun. The XM556, firing the smaller 5.56 round, is a lighter modern version of the M134 that has potential handheld use, but it'll be no surprise to find this primarily mounted on vehicles in the future. The rotating barrel design has remained a basic and efficient design for about 150 years, with electronically rotating mechanisms being designed for antiquated Gatling guns as early as the 1890s, so it is likely that Gatling gun-style weapons will have a place in the military for years to come. These weapons remain one of the fastest methods of filling an area with lead, be it to destroy a ground target or take out an incoming threat.
Vampire, killing with sea-wiz.
Alright, I'm Johnny. Thanks for watching this video on the M61 Vulcan's younger brother, the M134 Minigun. Do you think there's any practical application to handheld use? Let me know in the comment section, and we'll see you next time.